Hello there, what you just saw was a trailer for the romantic horror game Catherine. I'm here to tell you why you should get this game, or at least give it a try. I played it for about 12 hours, yet there is way more to it than that. The bulk of the game is in the nightmare sequences. In these sequences, you have to move blocks around and maneuver your way to the top before you fall down and die. You can also find items and utilize them to make an easier path. These puzzles get pretty challenging as the game goes on, like facing other people trapped in there, or also monsters, but it is far worth it for the story. The story is about a man named Vincent, and he is troubled with thoughts of marrying his long-term girlfriend, Catherine with a K, and eventually gets drunk one night and meets a blonde-haired girl named Catherine with a C. Somehow the next morning he wakes up with the blonde Catherine, and she assumes that he is not dating anyone, and immediately tells him that if he cheats on her, then something bad will happen to him. This sends Vincent on a mental and emotional roller coaster ride. On top of that, he is cursed to be in a dream that plagues other men to climb blocks, and if they fall, they die in real life too. The dream lasts about a week, and if you make it through that, then you are saved. The dream is supposed to make men reevaluate themselves and have a purpose for climbing, and if they don't, they'll end up going insane or die. When Vincent is not in the dream, he hangs out at the bar called the Stray Sheep with his friends. In there, you are faced with texts from both Catherines. You choose either to ignore them or to reply to them. I know they may sound maybe a little confusing, but the game clears it up for you as you go through it. There are many different endings to the story, and only you can decide what happens. There are also the little things of the game in which I liked. For example, I liked the soundtrack behind the scenes of the game. It really sets the proper tone for that environment, and I loved it. I wish I could have gotten the soundtrack with it because the pieces written for were like ear candy. The way the game is made in terms of graphics is really appealing as well. I'm a huge fan of anime drawn art, and this game really satisfies that desire for me. What I really took out of this game was how quickly I could relate to it. The story really represents how guys can be so indecisive when it comes to picking the right girl these days, and how choices can reflect the outcome of a relationship. I'm sure all of us have stayed faithful for something and have been tempted to do something you're not supposed to. That's exactly what the game does through the questions it asks and shows you the consequences of it. Like I said, I definitely recommend it to anyone who is always up for something out of the ordinary when it comes to gaming. Although gaming websites such as IGN gave it a fairly low score, I adamantly believe it is incredibly underrated. Through the different aspects of the game, such as the gameplay, the style it is made in, and the soundtrack, Catherine is a really innovative way to make your own story and enjoy the game in the process.
Hey, Catherine, have you ever had a dream where you died?
You mean like where you're in danger?
No, no, where you actually die. You're being killed or something.
No, I usually do the killing in my dreams.
Huh?